let's bring you breaking inputs from the national capital now as it's being lashed by the rain fury. Our correspondent Yash Goyal is bringing us live updates from Firoz Shah Road in Delhi. Yash, take us through what is the situation. I can see you're covered in almost waters covering your ankles. What is the traffic situation like? And do take us through what the IMD has to say.
Well, Akansha, like you rightly mentioned, I'm coming to you from Firoz Shah Road. And in fact, first of all, directly, let's go to the visuals. This is the situation over here. And in fact, there is abundant, like the water has been waterlogged. Almost my heels are knee deep in the water. And in fact, you can see this is the prime location here in the national capital. This is what the central Delhi area looks like after just some hours of rain. And in fact, this is the situation which we are bringing you from the ground over here. The traffic snarls are beginning to, and in fact the congestion of traffic is starting yet again over here. And in fact there was a breather in fact for some time here in the national capital when the rain stopped for actually a couple of hours or there, and after that the rain continued yet again. And you can see the water is very much in fact the water is inundated, and in fact this is the current situation. And in fact this is the level of civic maintenance which we are viewing at this very road, because this is the central Delhi area. And in fact if the condition of this road is something like this, then it's a worrisome situation, because it is just one of the days when Delhi is witnessing such heavy rains. And in fact I can say that in this season, this is this season's very harshest rains, in fact, if we can say. And in fact, after that only you can see all the lanes, be it this Firoz Shah lane and in fact be it the other by-lanes of this area, are in fact inundated in heavy water. And in fact, not only this road, other roads in central Delhi area, be it Akbar Road, be it near ITO Minto Road, everywhere the water is logged. And in fact this entire area is being packed with water. If you just see the condition over here, in fact people suffering, there are actually heavy traffic snarls at certain points. The traffic has been affected, and in fact when we spoke to some of the people who are actually passing by from this very lane, they said this condition is prevailing on the other side of this roundabout as well. And in fact this is the situation which we are bringing you from ground zero, from here, from Firoz Shah Road. And in fact now early morning when the rain actually began, in fact we went to show the ground reality from other areas as well. In fact Mathura Road is one such road which faces this very same problem. And in fact till where I can show you the visuals, till there also you can see water is logged at this very lane. So we cannot say that this is the situation just at one place. You can see all the by-lanes connecting.
Absolutely, Yash. And when you talk about central Delhi, Firoz Shah Road, where you are currently placed right now, is one of the upscale, posh and spacious areas of the national capital. One can only imagine what the situation is going to be like in smaller places which are more densely populated in the national capital. We've already seen how Gurugram gets waterlogged. Having said that, what are you learning of traffic routes at the moment? Have there been any diversions as yet? Yash, I'd like to know from you about the traffic routes. Has traffic also been disrupted in various parts of the national capital? All right, we seem to be having some audio issues with Yash. We'll try and reconnect at the moment, but those are the latest visuals that we are bringing to you from Firoz Shah Road. As we all are pointing out, the fact that Firoz Shah Road is part of central Delhi with spacious roads, but you can see there's been enough waterlogging over there, as those visuals are highlighting. The cars, in fact, are just making their way through. So are the autos. I'm sure auto drivers are also having to worry if the water will be entering those auto rickshaws. Yash is back with us. Yash, if you could take us through what is the traffic situation like? Have there been any disruptions in traffic? Because remember, it's not just Delhi, but even the NCR region, which has been lashed by the fury of such heavy rains today.
Well, Akansha, we are learning that now the traffic snarls have begun to form in different parts. And in fact, Gurgaon since morning was witnessing very heavy rains. And in fact, we spoke to some people there. And in fact, the same situation is being faced by them in Gurugram. this condition over here actually started to actually form, and it's actually this happened only in the last couple of hours when because of that continuous hours of rain, this condition was actually, now we can see this condition prevailing. And in fact, you also asked about what the IMD is saying. IMD had already predicted 4 to 5 days of heavy rains, in fact, in certain regions of North India, including Jammu and Kashmir, till down to Uttar Pradesh, and in fact Haryana and other states as well. And in fact Delhi is nothing new to these sorts of rains, because when there is an onset of southwest monsoon here in the national capital, every year we actually see situation like this. In fact, this year this seems to be extraordinary, because for years we've been covering this menace, and in fact hardly we have seen something like this from Firozshah Road. Yes, there are other points in the national capital which faces the same thing, be it the Minto Bridge Road area, or in fact Mathura Road area, and in fact the adjoining areas from Gurugram. Gurugram is one of those places which is actually quite accustomed to all this waterlogging and inundating of in fact passageways also, which people are actually trying to move. And in fact these are some people who've been coming a really long way, and in fact we'll ask to them, कहाँ तक कितना पानी भरा है?
पीछे बहुत पानी भरा हुआ है, सब जगह सारे नाले सब बंद है।
नहीं तो कहाँ, सिर्फ इस सड़क पे नहीं और मेरे ख्याल से अकबर रोड सब चारों तरफ जाम?
हाँ जी सारे तरफ जाम ही जाम है, और पानी अंदर तक भरा हुआ है, सब कुछ नाले वाले सब बंद है।
Well, so Akanksha, you can see how this gentleman was actually coming from the different side of the road, and he narrates the story how this is the situation of almost entire Lutein zone. And surprisingly, we have to also understand this is the VVIP area we are talking about. Here all the MPs live, most of the homes belong to MP, former justices of India, and all the big people in government and governance. So if the condition of central Delhi is like this, now many questions will be raised on the authorities. If we go to the outer part of Delhi, in fact, if we go to the outer north area, there are certain places in that very area where the roads are still under construction, and in fact just imagine the plight of people over there, because we have seen from areas like from outer district, these visuals comes up every year when there is waterlogging. And in fact, more shockingly, what we have seen here in the national capital, many cases of mishappenings. In fact, a lady actually lost her life due to electrocution in the national capital at a railway station. So that is the reason why the authorities need to actually be answerable to why this sort of a situation is arising here in the national capital, and in fact in the prime of the national capital, where most of the power circuits are. In fact, Parliament is just nearby from here, and in fact Vijay Chowk is also facing the same issue.
Absolutely, Yash, and you rightly pointed out the fact that the Delhi, not just capital, but even the NCR region becomes more susceptible to incidents of electrocution. There are live wires that are left open. Not to forget how various factories have also been becoming more susceptible to fires, because as monsoon arrives, we hear more news stories coming in of various factories catching fire. That also brings in question the preparedness of various fire departments, whether in Delhi or the NCR region. Is the state capital right now prepared adequately to handle such incidents?